The NBA has just handed down one of its harshest punishments ever to a player. Toronto Raptors center Jontay Porter has been banned for life after an investigation uncovered his alleged connection to sports betting, disclosing confidential information to bettors, limiting his own playing time, and even betting on a game himself. ABC's Whit Johnson has more.
The NBA banning Jontay Porter of the Toronto Raptors for life. The 24-year-old's professional basketball career derailed for violating the league's rules on sports betting. An investigation concluding he allegedly placed at least 13 bets on NBA games under an associate's account, ranging from $15 to $22,000, totaling more than $54,000.
This will have a definite impact on the gaming market and what is offered to be from sportsbooks on the NBA.
Porter also accused of betting against his own team and disclosing private information about his health status to someone placing bets on his game stats, and then even leaving a game early citing illness. The NBA commissioner releasing a statement saying, in part, there is nothing more important than protecting the integrity of NBA competition, which is why Jontay Porter's blatant violations of our game rules are being met with the most severe punishment.
Bet on anything in Florida.
Just last year alone, sports betting in this country passing the $100 billion mark, with easy-to-use apps and celebrity endorsements helping to fuel its popularity.
Since we had the visibility of those bets that were placed on these games that Porter was involved in, it was able to identify them and come to this investigation pretty quickly.
Our thanks to Whit Johnson for that. And I want to bring in the ESPN reporter David Muir, who covers sports gambling for our sister network and has been tracking this story. David, thanks for joining us. I want to start because the NBA has said that this investigation remains open. And so is that an indication that there still may be others involved?
Not necessarily others involved, but I'm sure they are sharing information, as they said, with federal prosecutors. They're going to want to know who the associates were that the information was shared with and who placed some of those bets. And they're going to want to know if there were any other games impacted. So the investigation continues. I don't know exactly what they are looking for, but there are some of those are the ideas.
Appreciate that context. Well, and so the other thing that the red flag that regulators here were drawn to were the irregular betting patterns, the action on Porter. But this is hardly the first time or the first high-profile instance since the Supreme Court paved the way for sports betting to become legal in 2018. I mean, I'm curious, like, are we getting a sense of just how prevalent sports betting is amongst athletes and coaching staffs?
We certainly have more visibility into the market than we ever have before. Sports betting was brought into the light about 2018 with the Supreme Court decision. Before then, it was pretty much restricted primarily to Nevada, offshore sports books, and local bookmakers. And when something was untoward happening in those venues in the offshore world, you're not going to find out about that. So this new visibility of the legalized market is allowing us to see how prevalent we have when these bettors are betting inappropriately.
Yeah, you recently wrote that with regard to sports betting, perhaps the safest bet is that there will be more controversies. This is an industry that still has room to grow, right? I mean, California and Texas, the two most populated states in the country, have yet to legalize it. So, I mean, how do you protect the integrity of sports knowing that this industry is only going to grow?
Yeah, it's very difficult to stop someone who is willing to break the rules that are put in place. It's very easy for anyone who should not be betting to hand their phone off to someone else or tell their family member or a friend, hey, place this bet for me. But what we can do is try to put deterrence in place, and a lifetime ban like we're seeing in the NBA now certainly would hope to be that deterrence. I also think we could restrict the options of betting. Maybe we shouldn't allow betting on players that are on two-way contracts like Porter was, that have smaller salaries. Or maybe we even make sure that we don't accept large bets on these types of player props. Maybe betting limits maybe need to be reduced. So there are some things we can do to improve and protect the integrity.
Yeah, well, that lifetime ban certainly does send a message. ESPN sports betting reporter David Muir, thank you very much, sir.